Hello everybody, welcome to Distilled, Brewed, and Reviewed. My name is John. In this channel I review everything that has anything to do with coffee and alcohol. We are in the midst right now. You have stumbled into an unbelievably series called A 50-State Coffee Journey USA. I'm reviewing one coffee from all 50 states. Took a year to do the research on these. And I'm taking another year to post them all, one a week every Sunday. Today we're going to do Connecticut. Who owns this delicious? Who owns this coffee house? How about Matthew the Trumbull and his father Cliff? And there's the name, Craftsman Cliff Roasters. Craftsman Cliff Roasters. Perfect. So Matt has a degree in culinary arts from Johnson and Wales, which is in Rhode Island. And he lived in San Francisco for 20 years pursuing his culinary passions. You're going to find out this guy is afraid to do what he has to do to make sure he's number one. As far as his coffees go, he uses no chemicals from the growth and harvest to decaffeination and roasting. Now, a lot of decaffeination, when you take caffeine out of beans, a lot of times that is a harsh chemical process, and he doesn't believe in that. He uses the all-natural Swiss water method for his decaffeination. It's an all-natural osmosis type method, and I appreciate that because I want this to be the healthy beverage that it is, chemical-free. You know, he makes his own chocolate too. And he doesn't just make his own chocolate, all right? He learned the chocolate making. He went down to Oaxaca, Mexico, to learn how to do the process and everything involved, from sourcing, again, the organic raw beans, the roasting, and the whole process to turn them into chocolate, to put them in the molds and make bars. When I say this guy does what he has to do, he does whatever he has to do things right. So, I mean, the more I read, the more fascinated I am with the place. The culinary, the degree, moving to San Francisco from the East Coast, staying there 20 years, following his dream and his passion, getting into coffee, using that passion to get into coffee, making relationships with the farmers, making sure they're paid, not only do a livable wage, but even a little more than that. He's very, he thinks about that. He worries about that. He tries to take care of the people who are taking care of him and build these relationships. And then to decide to get into chocolate and not just make any chocolate. He goes to Mexico and learns everything there is to know about the process of making chocolate and puts the same passion into his chocolate that he puts into his coffee. It's pretty amazing to me. There's a place called Sweet Grass Creamery that actually uses his chocolate and his coffee in their products. So he's getting a heck of a name out there. I'm so impressed with his stuff. I mean, today what we're going to do is barreled rum beans in collaboration with Water Cure Farm and Distillery. We'll talk about that in a second. So here's what the packages look like. All right. I'm going to show you something fascinating. It has the dates and everything that they're roasted and sent out, which is pretty impressive. And the expiration date. So this is the barreled rum beans. I'm going to do a separate video on every one of these coffees here. The Thinker, single origin Peru, natural notes, vanilla, butter, oak, right? Micro batch. Now, I'll tell you something that's cool. See this little ocean and a little boat? It tells you the roast level. So you have light, medium, dark, and darkest. And wherever the boat is the level of the roast. I like that, all right? So we're going to do that. We're going to do the Big D, single origin Brazil, Swiss water process. It's decaf. Natural notes, milk chocolate, warm spice. We're going to do this. We're going to do the Seeker, single origin, sweet, smooth, satiating. Oh, man, these sound so good. And you see the little boat where it's going, right? We're not done. We're going to do a cold brew can. We're going to talk about it. And I'm even going to do one of his biodegradable pods. We're going to do it all because I am very, very impressed with this place. Now, as far as this collaboration with this Water Cure Farm, a local farm that uses local produce to make all the products that they make. Okay, they're throwing the whatever they're distilling. What do? They don't leave no stone unturned at this place. We're talking about vodka, rum, corn whiskey, bourbon, American whiskey, barley bourbon, rye, gin, brandy, single malt whiskey. I mean, they leave no stone unturned. So they collaborated with them and got one of the barrels that they used to make their rum, and then put their beans in it. And let me tell you something. And he don't put anything out unless it's perfect. All right. If it ain't good, he doesn't do it. He starts over. Not only, see, now here's what I like about this. Now, you know I'm in Kentucky, and I work in the bourbon industry, have for years. I know a little bit about using barrels to make things, coffee and other products. You don't want the rum overpowering the coffee. Okay? You want it accenting it. You want it adding to it. You want to smell the rum and detect it, right? And you also want to get the coffee. That is an absolute perfect marriage. It's a perfect marriage. And I've been enjoying it. And let me tell you something. Oh, man. All I can say is we're going to go over a few things. Yes, it is the beautiful taste of fresh roasted and brewed coffee, right? Whole beans that have been ground. There's nothing in the world like that, right? The package that I got from them, you could smell it in the other room, right? The beautiful smell of that coffee was extremely impressive. But not only having that rich coffee, see, I can detect in the smell and the taste the rum, the sweetness of the flavor of that rum, and it complements the coffee, and that's exactly what it's supposed to do. Matter of fact, I made 2 cups because I know, because I've drank enough coffee, all right, at this point in my life, that I know this thing is going to go. I just had it black. It was delicious. It's not very acidic. It's not very bitter. It's just a smooth, silky cup. I'm going to put some heavy cream in there because I just know what it's going to do to this. I just know. You know I love heavy cream, and at this point, I'm telling you, I'm getting pretty good at figuring things out. All right, so put the cream in there. I will just stir it by just mixing a little bit. Oh, see. That fat enhances this, not only the mouthfeel and that little bit of vanilla, but it brings out the flavors of everything. It just enhances fat is flavor, and it brings out flavor. I knew it would make it even better. I like it a lot, and I cannot wait to do the rest of these. Okay, he's getting a video for each one of these because the place. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a playlist together. I'm gonna put a playlist for all his stuff. He's gonna get his own coffee playlist. Well, I mean, let's talk about the state he's in. All right, Connecticut. I got some info right here. What is the capital is Hartford. The state flower is the mountain laurel. The state bird is the American robin. The nickname is the Constitution State. And the motto is, he who transplanted still sustains. That is their motto. Now, I will flip this over because I wrote some more cool stuff about the state. Because I do that. I like to feature the state as well as the place, the coffee place that I picked. I want to talk about the state. Connecticut is a U.S. state in New England, has a mix of coastal cities and rural areas, dotted with small towns. Mystic is famed for its seaport museum filled with centuries-old ships and the beluga whale exhibit at Mystic Aquarium. On Long Island Sound, the city of New Haven is known as the home of Yale University and its acclaimed Peabody Museum of Natural History. I really cannot describe to you the excitement I have when I'm looking at these coffees. Okay, I really can't. The place is fantastic. I just can't say enough about this guy, the effort he put into making his craft perfect. I really can't. And it's worked. See, it takes a lot of work to do it. But when you do it, and it's going to pay off. I mean, he put a lot of his life into this. All right, 20 years he moved out from where he was from, left his family, went to Mexico to learn. The guy does it right. And there's a lot of people noticing this guy. A lot of people. A lot of people are using his coffee and his chocolates in their products. Okay. And now I'm featuring him because he's good. He's real good. And I'm even going to make a playlist for this guy. And really, of all the ones I've done have been fantastic. There's other ones I'm going to do a playlist for too, where I bought multiple or gotten multiple, coffees from them because they're just fantastic. And the year's worth of work I did has paid off in every one. I haven't hit one sour note yet. But if you do the research the way I've done the research, you take your time, you're probably not going to hit a sour note. Okay, I'm trying to put the effort in. This guy puts into his coffee. So I like to thank him for his product, really, and for his skill and his dedication. And I'll do a review on all these coffees and just reading about them and smelling them, because I've been looking at them and smelling them and just wanting to try them, but I'm waiting to try them for you, believe it or not. And even this Mystic Schooner's cold brew coffee with cocoa. Yeah, see, I'm so glad he did that because he's known for his cocoa as well. So we're going to get into it. Stand by. Check out all the other ones on this series. And this is one of the most fun things I've done in a long time. This series is just, I love doing it. And I hope you're enjoying it as well. See you on the next one.